Grid is looking like Koflad will start in our P1, setting 13th here in this practice session, but of course it's only practice, so that means nothing. Ari will be P2 starting here today, setting 8th so far, but once again, it's just practice. Anything could happen. I'm going to go on board with Steve Dan here as he is setting it out loud. Next will be Stark. I don't know who Stark is, but good for him. Reese will start. Oh, Showery Sauce setting 11th here will start in that P3 spot. Reese, who setting 10th placed here in this practice session, will start in year 4th. Jamie, setting 12th in practice, will start after him. Jude will follow in that P3. We'll go around 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6. Sorry, 3rd and 6th. Steam Dan will start in 7th, going 4th right now. Zero Alfie right behind him. Zero Alfie also right behind him in practice, hitting that P5. Archie, but will end up taking that P9 spot, and then Sven for P10. And then Lens will start back there, followed by Kairos. And then the two to be looking out for will be Rudy and Zane, starting in the back of the grid, back row completely. So we'll have to watch their race start to see how all of that handles. But people should be retiring soon. I don't think there's enough time for another lap. Although yellow flags are out, so it could be very, very long. Steam Dan continuing here for Trident. A little bit up on his time, so I don't think he'll find anything here. Especially with these older medium tires. But he'll duck into the pits, probably retire in not too long. Ari here, starting P2 on the front row. Sven also retiring, so just two people out, probably doing a lap and then calling it a day. But Showery Sauce into the pits. Showery Sauce will start in P3, so we're just watching Ari now. Your second place start here. Spinning, yeah. Practice is over, people. Let's wrap it up. I don't know why we're still out here. Thank you, Ari. Just Showery Sauce left. Showery, please retire. The practice session is over. I want to move on to the race, dude. This is not practice. This is not qualifying. What happens here does not matter. Showery Sauce, please retire. Thank you. There we go. There is your first practice results. Sven going fastest, then Zane, Jude, Steam Dan, Zero Alfie, Lens, Kairos, Ari, Archie Butt, Reese, Showery Sauce, Jamie, Koflad, and Rudy Crazy Legs. Once again, the grid will be Koflad P1, Ari P2, Stark and Reese P3 and P4 respectively. And then we have Jamie in that P5. Jude will hold P6. Steam Dan, second race in F2 here after being demoted because of personal reasons. Will start behind him. Zero Alfie will start 8th, Archie P9, Sven P10, Lens P11, Kairos P12, Rudy and Zane P13 and 14. Definitely will be the people to watch. Very, very rough first corner in F1, so we'll have to watch and see if the same thing will happen here in F2. But we are to the grid. 3, 4, 5 red lights! And away we go! Racing here in Brazil. Zero Alfie with a great start. Ari up the order. Koflad down. Reese up. Sherry's up. Lens jumping all over the grid. Same with Rudy Crazy Legs. Rudy Crazy Legs already into 9th. What a race start for him. No big crashes here, but people are ghosted. So we'll have to watch and see how this all plays out. But it does not look to be anything too terrible. Let's see what people are on. It's a bunch of softs, some mediums around here. Steam Dan all the way down into 13th. Lens also back there into 14th. Sven up into 12th, or down into 12th actually. Not a great start for him here. So we'll look at some position changes. Go into Reese and Jamie as they swap positions. Jude and Zane swapping positions. Sven only up 1 position, but Zane up 6. But you know who the real winner here was? Rudy Crazy Legs up 8 positions, already into 5th, and fighting Jamie. Currently, we'll go on board here, watching this battle take place. Although DRS will take a bit to kick in, so it is just pure pace out here. Watching these two fighting, seeing it already still in that first spot. Koflad down 1, but Showery and Reese staying the same. But Rudy Crazy Legs very defensive here, getting that position, securing it. Maybe a warning there. Steam Dan, 10 seconds speeding in the pits. Steam Dan retiring. That is unfortunate. I'm sure he'll be in here very quickly. Steam Dan, if you are here, I would love if you wanted to commentate with me. I'd love to see you. I am going to end the commentating chat. Join me, dude. Please, that would be beautiful. Ari still in first. Koflad P2. Showery Sauce P3. Reese P4. Rudy Cruise Legs up 8 positions. P5. You know what's behind him, though? Zane. P6. Very, very aggressive, wanting to hold on to his championship. So we'll have to see how this plays out. P7, Jude. P8 will be Jamie. Archie Butt will be in that P9. Lens in that P10. Sven down 1 position, 11th. Not a great start for him. Zero Alfie, P12. Kairos, P13. And we have Steam Dan with us now. Steam Dan, my once commentator friend, but now is not. Because of personal reasons. But so I'm so glad to have you here with me today.
Hello. Oh, right, we got a good race in our hands.
Do you want to give a little bit of input on why you retired lap 2?
So into turn 1, I think Alfie was in front of me, then he just like basically stopped in front of me. And then Archie spun round.
Oh, there's a big crash! Big crash! Rudy Crazy Legs, a little bit of spin, but Reese is the biggest loser of that. I think Reese, yeah, he is out of the session. Retiring. But Lens, really, really aggressive here. If they are in a call, I think Rudy Crazy Legs may be saying, hey, give me that position. I need it more than you. But Zane up into 4th. Wow, that was, what a big incident here. Sorry for, cutting you off, Steam Dan.
That's fine.
watching pretty Rudy Crazy Legs here. I don't think he does have damage, and he's not going into the pit, so looks like he will escape unscathed. Maybe just a little bit of ego issues there. Showery Sauce getting a warning and going off track. Now that was Archie, but sorry, that will be going off track, not Showery Sauce. Lens down even more places. So I think, yeah, as we'll switch to this onboard view with him, watching him going off track again. So he'll lose that position to Jamie. But Zane, our championship leader right now, into fourth, but just getting a warning. I don't know if that should have been a penalty. I mean, I just cut to him and it didn't look like anything. Who knows? So I bet Rudy Crazy Legs, if he sees that, he is definitely going to be having a little bit of a happy day here. But he is chasing down Showery Sauce. In these F2 cars, it is almost just pure racing. So Ari putting out in P1 so far. Can they keep it, or will they maybe fall off in pace? We'll have to wait and see. Sven up quite a bit of positions, trailing Jude, but he will not be getting DRS here. But Zane making very, very quick work of Showery Sauce as Zane is up into third. He is absolutely having a field day out here. Starting in the back row and already onto the podium, so he's looking very, very strong here. Rudy Crazy Legs, he, starting second to last, wanting this championship lead as he will be getting a penalty as we cut to him. Maybe I should stop cutting to people because they seem to be getting some penalties when I do. Dan, who is your favorite to win the race right now?
Well, it was me, but that went out the window pretty quickly. I think I can't see anyone other than Sven winning it. In my opinion, in practice he was ridiculously quick.
Yeah, he had so much time on just about everyone. As there's a car spun there, Showery Sauce, and Sven makes a little bit of rear contact damage with him. So Sven saving his front wing, but maybe a little bit of damage to the side pods. We'll have to wait and see how this all plays out. Showery maybe getting a little bit of a penalty there, but honestly I think that was more of Sven's wrongdoing and not getting out of the way faster. So Sven to your P5 position, chasing Jude. But even after he takes Jude's spot, he'll have a little bit of work to make up to get to Zane, and then even if he gets Zane, he's going to have 5 seconds to catch Ari. So that's going to be a little bit rough for Sven. But we'll have to watch and see if his pace is strong enough to hold out. As yeah, Reese will be sending an incident clip already. Very quick with it. So I'm looking at a better view. I'll pull it up soon of that incident that happened. A little bit of a race replay here. First of its kind in ASL. Oh, man. That's the wrong thing. Here is the race replay. Watching it here. That's his Rudy Crazy Legs right there. I don't know who exactly that is, but this driver, yeah, a lot of contact there, but Reese definitely the biggest loser. So we'll cut back to the race.
I think that's a Zane going into the car on Reese there.
Yeah, kind of looks like it. So stewards will review that soon. But it looks like a little bit of live stewarding here. We don't have Dami to do the actual live stewarding. But looks like it's going to be a penalty to Zane. From what I'm reading here. Maybe a 5 second, which is early. very early first penalty here, but Zane will be dropping down several positions. Rudy Crazy Legs getting a big penalty. What happened there? Rudy Crazy Legs, I think that's 10 seconds. Yeah, 13 seconds to Rudy. Full safety car out. That's not gonna be what they want. Zane getting a penalty for speeding in the pit, so his race is not starting any good. Zane already gonna be having 18 seconds. Watching this pit stop here, gonna be just as fast as all the other pit stops around here. Maybe getting held up a little bit by Archie Butt here for MP Motorsports. So Zane down the order, Rudy Crazy Legs into that ninth, but he... Ori getting disqualified! Our race leader getting disqualified from the race!
Wait, why? What happened?
It told Ori to pass. Ori passed and was given the disqualification.
Ignoring yellow flag. Oh my god. What is going on?
Wow. This is definitely turning into a big chaotic race.
Restart? Anyone? No.
No, there's a little bit of controversy last week trying to get Imola restarted for F1, so that'll definitely bring up some sparks from that. But Kauflad will be leading the race in this restart. Then 10 seconds, he'll be starting in that P3 spot. So if there's another safety car, he could pit, get rid of that, and maybe find himself a race win. So maybe your prediction was right. So Sven, that P3 spot, if he didn't have a really good restart, he might be running away with it. So we'll have to continue watching here. Zane down into 6th place, but he'll find himself even more penalties after the race, it looks like. Already be given out. Yeah, so Steam Dan here, with the official report here, Zane getting 5 seconds and 2 penalty points for that crash that happened. Wow. So 18 seconds to Zane right now. Zane is
There's only 10 cars left.
yeah, so almost guaranteed points, but Zane only getting 1 with how it stands.
Sven with the fastest lap, over 4 attempts quicker than anyone else.
Race control telling us the safety car will be in this lap. So I'm going to head to Showery Sauce and we will watch the race restart from Showery's POV in the back here. Len
Zane's
maybe
just backed
getting
everyone
a
up.
little low.
I think Zane backed everyone up there.
Yeah, watching Zane, he has a big gap, so he's not going to be getting a good restart here. Going to Kairos, watching to see what happens. Jumping up to Archie as the race restart goes for it. Gunning to Sven, the 2 race leaders right now, maybe wheel to wheel. We're watching to see, can Sven make an overtake, goes to the left, but doesn't see anything, immediately cuts back to the racing line. Are we going to see a dive bomb here? No. But, Kauflad goes wide, Jude going on the inside, wheel to wheel racing here today, folks. Cutting over to Jude, a little bit of sliding from Kauflad, Jude taking the inside line. Kauflein going defensive on the outside. Going a little bit wide, but Jude is ready for anything. He is right there on the right side of Kauflein. Rudy Crazy Legs getting more penalties. But Jude and Kauflein keep fighting and keep going at it. As Zane having to go on the inside, maybe trying to cover off Rudy Crazy Legs, but Rudy Crazy Legs will get it very cleanly. Jude relating our race here, but Sven gets through. Sven into P2, but that penalty, he's gonna have to find something here. What a restart for almost everyone. Len's down to 10th, Showers off 7th to 9th, Zane down to 8th, but getting a re-overtake onto Rudy Crazy Legs. These two championship leaders battling it out here today. That's for sure. Archie into 7th, Kairos into 5th, Kauflein down to 4th, Zero Alfie up. Zero Alfie maybe looking for something here on Sven, but it's not going to happen. Sven up into 2nd, Jude leading the race for us. But Sven, very quick, right behind him. We'll have to see how this all plays out. What tires? Jude is on the soft, so maybe that's why he was able to get through. So he will maybe have to pit again. Everyone has done one stop, so if they feel confident enough to go all the way, they can.
Everyone today will be hoping to prove themselves worthy of an F1 seat because the driver's market is up.
Big hit between Rudy Crazy Legs and Zane there. The wheels making contact. But yeah, as Dan was saying, market opened almost right after this race. I think it's actually 24 hours afterwards. So if you are an F2 driver here today, you are saying to yourself, can I show that I am F1 material? Jude going the fastest lap for the victor, but Jude still on those softs. So we'll have to watch Zane going on the outside of Rudy Crazy Legs, getting the overtake done very cleanly. Still need to watch these two. Rudy Crazy Legs going for a switchback, but doesn't have the speed for it, but he will be getting DRS here, but I don't think, no. Oh! Wow! Whoa! Rudy Crazy Legs unintentionally, like, taking out Zane. Rudy Crazy Legs. Zane retires. Our championship leader getting 0 points here today. But I would not be surprised if we get a very, very quick report from him like we saw from Reese. But yeah, going on board here with Sven, looking to overtake the race leader here of Jude. Jude on these softs, thinking he can go all the rest of these 9 laps here with them. But Sven going fastest purple sector 2, so you know that he's pushing it, and he's pushing it hard.
Jude will be the one struggling by the end of this race. I think he's going to start to fall back with those soft tyres. They already look to be going off, if I'm honest.
Sven overtaking Jude for the race lead here. Sven looking very fast, but he has 10 seconds penalties. So he's going to have to find something here if he wants to keep his P1 position. Kauflein and Rudy Crazy Legs now going on board with Kauflein as Rudy Crazy Legs is getting down the inside of him on the outside. My apologies. But Rudy Crazy Legs, dirty drivers, we watch a big... well, I don't even know what happened there. I'm speechless. Kauflein getting a little bit shafted here. Putting to Archie, but behind his teammate Showery Sauce, but Rudy Crazy Legs, bit of a dirty driver here today. Usually we see him keeping it clean, but Rudy Crazy Legs, I'm gonna be slapped with a couple of penalties. Crazy Legs maybe looking to create a gap to Showery Sauce, but Showery Sauce with that DRS. DRS is very, very useful here, and he will go around the outside. A little bit of contact. I think that was Showery Sauce, maybe getting a little bit too close to him. But looking very clean so far. We'll have to see how the rest of this race goes out. And yeah, that's a ticket made, but it's for all of this. For Hassan, a little bit of things happening for F1, but I won't be able to do anything about it until after. Showery Sauce running that P6, looking and chasing down Rudy Crazy Legs. And you know, Sven was looking very strong here, but Jude is able to keep up. So if there's not a safety car, Sven, with that penalty, is going to get a little bit shafted, and he'll drop down the order quite a bit.
Apparently, Sven needs to get himself a nice 7-second lead gap if he wants to win this race.
Yeah, and I'm trying to do some math here. I'll maybe make it a little bit easier to myself, and I'll go leader here. Right now, he's looking still on the podium of, he'll drop down the 2 positions, and Zero Alfie will be getting that P1 just handed to him, I think. Unless Jude can find a little bit of time to him. But Zero Alfie dropping down a little bit.
I think if Jude can train himself along with the DRS, he should be able to get that 3-second clear of Alfie. But he just needs to keep it consistent and stay in that DRS. That's all important. But Alfie's got a lot of straight line speed, as you can see on the straight. Look how much he's catching.
Yeah, so Zero Alfie right now wanting to keep up a little bit of pace. We'll cut over to him, watching him. He's going to have to find a little bit of clean air here and wanting to make that gap up so that he can find himself in that P1. But he keeps losing time here and there. So maybe Zero Alfie will just be held to that P2 spot. Archie Butt and Rudy Crazy Legs going too wide here. Gonna go on board with Rudy Crazy Legs this time. Like we like to do. Maybe we'll see another bit of locking up. Wow! Showery Sauce on the inside, making that move done on Rudy Crazy Legs, but Showery Sauce will have that penalty, so that's gonna affect him quite a bit. Even with that overtake being made. But Jude dropping back a little bit, 8/10 to Sven. So we'll have to see how that plays out. If Sven can maybe find a little bit of time. I don't think it's gonna matter. I don't think he'll be holding that P1 position. Rudy Crazy Legs getting that position back, but Archie touching the wall, going wide. Archie, what happened to him? Archie down the order. I think Rudy Crazy Legs might be keeping his position now because of Showery Sauce's penalty. And Tofflad also having that penalty, and Archie dropping down the order. But I think Archie is still with this tap, so he may be going up a couple of positions. We'll have to see how all this plays out. Heading over to Jude, still holding off, trying to catch up to Sven and maybe keep a little bit of gap. Yellow flags are out. Maybe a little bit of incident between Zero Alfie, or Archie Butt, sorry, and Tofflad. I think maybe Tofflad's wing is broken. Cut to see if we can. I don't think so. I think he's just driving a little bit conservative now. Maybe tires not doing exactly what he wants. Pretty crazy, like bit of clean air here. just in no man's land. Kairos in the same. Just about everyone is clear of each other, except for Showery Sauce and of course Jude. The only people that we could see change positions on track, but off track will actually have a lot. So, I think right now this may just be our order. I think Sven will win on track, but will drop down to that P3. Jude will end up taking second on track, but will win the race. Off track, Steam Dan probably happy. I'm pretty sure that Steam Dan signed Jude to kick, if I'm not mistaken. Zero Alfie will get P2. Kairos, that P4 spot. And then Rudy Crazy Legs maybe getting a little bit of penalties after the race. We'll have to see how all of that plays out. And then Archie in that 6, maybe finding a little bit of time to Rudy Crazy Legs actually. So he'll find himself up a position. Showery Sauce also chasing down his teammate of Archie. And Coughlad in 8th. And then Lenz will be P9. And there is no P10 because of DNFs.
Would Zane get a point even though he DNF?
I don't think he. I don't think he did 75% of the race.
Oh, that is true. Yeah, that's true. That is true. Very true.
So a bit of a calm one now. I don't think we'll have any big incidents as everyone kind of spaces themselves out. Gonna cut over to Archie here. The only person that could be getting a overtake here is DRS, who's active. Watching him chase down Rudy Crazy Legs. Rudy Crazy Legs not been the cleanest driver here today, in my opinion. So we'll have to see how all of that gets tacked on afterwards. Yeah, I'm gonna cut over to Ticket, trying to not show any sensitive information. But here is the clip from Zane. A little bit of contact being made. We're watching. Yeah, gonna rewatch that 5 little second clip. So he kind of gets jostled around here, hitting some people. And then I think this is the clip that took him out. Watching, yeah, as does just look like Rudy Crazy Legs completely pushed him off track. So he'll probably get slapped with penalties. We'll have to see how the stewards deal with that. As we cut over to the race, Sven will be starting the final lap. As well as Jude, Zero, and Kairos. But the gaps here are so big that we're going to be a little bit of time. Archie, but getting the overtake done on the outside, but he's just not going to have the pace. But the DRS will be very effective here. But it's allowed some people to catch up. Lenz may be looking for something now, as he has to make a move on track with his new penalty being given. So he'll opt to go on the inside line. If they keep it clean, I think Lenz will have it, making him go wide. Coughlad being forced to go wide. We'll have to see if something is submitted for that. This is the battle to watch right now. This is for on-track position. We're gonna cut to Coughlad POV. What is Coughlad doing? I think Coughlad maybe being out of it unless he can close a little bit of gap and use DRS to his advantage. But Sven will cross the line in near P1, and Jude will take P2 with P1 off track. Zero Alfie just barely getting that P2 position. He was very close to P1. Kairos will take P4. I think Archie will take P5, and Coughlad is not able to make a move, I don't think. So Archie will take P5, Refreeze Legs P6, Showery Sauce down positions. I think Lenz up into 7th, Coughlad 8th, and I don't know who dropped back. That might have been Showery in P9. So your race winner will be Jude, the biggest kind of shock here. I don't think anyone thought he was going to run away with it. I think kind kind of all had our sights set on Sven. So kind of interesting that that's what happened here, and that's the result of that. So I bet Jude very happy to get his first win in ASL F2. He may be moving up into F1. But looking at the rest of the grid, Zero Alfie taking P2, like we said, Sven P3, Hyros will take P4, Archie to P5, Rudy Crazelabs P6, Lens P7, Half-Lad P8, Shadowy Sus P9, Zeta will take P10, and will get a point, actually, despite not doing most of the race. Jamie P11, Reese P12, Steam Dan P13, and Ari P14 after getting disqualified.